Talking to myself and feeling old.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Sometimes I'd like to
boys and girls,
nothing ever seems
here to make your Thursday even Thursier. Give it up for your cast of Deep Cut. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
I'm feeling so Thursday tonight.
You'll notice the lack of cast members. Well, no, not the lack of lack of female cast members, and also just the Ninja Turtles of the Vaudacity Network.
Here on Deep Cuts, we carefully think through everything we say before we say it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Deep Cuts. This episode has no host and no theme and no women, apparently.
Vegas.
We were going to be joined this evening by Wendy Walker and Nicole Pierce as well, but things come up and life happens, and it looks like you're stuck with the Vaudacity Ninja Turtles this evening. I want to be Donatello.
Raphael.
That's so perfect. It's
Please
purple
give me
and red.
Michelangelo. Come on. That's Mikey.
You got to call.
Hey.
You have orange behind you.
I got the name saved.
Bad. And we got Leo. Your wall is blue. Wow, that's perfect. Mine, purple light, red curtain, orange on the wall, and blue wall.
Once
Boom.
again, here on Deep Cuts, we plan things very carefully in advance.
Yes. Wait, let me pull it up. Yes! That was totally planned. 100% planned. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Hello, chat. I just said hi. Zachary. Oh yeah, that's you. You're in the show.
We got Kelsey Wayne Gibson.
Kelsey,
Hi,
yeah,
Kelsey.
my mom's in
Corey
there. Hey, Mom.
Benjamin.
We've got
Hello.
Jason.
Dumpster
Melissa.
fire.
I feel like it's been so long since I've been on a show. I mean, it was probably your Cove podcast show, which is about a month ago now that we did that.
Yeah, it's good. And the podcast hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah, the podcast has.
Yeah, it'll be out in a minute though.
Yeah.
little over a week.
When's the release date on that one?
August 1.
Okay.
Yeah, a little over a week.
So,
August is a
new?
little over a week.
Hey,
Wow.
congratulations on the good news. I saw that you had shared something on the socials that you had having some success with the podcast. Got some listeners on the Apple Music.
After the first week of Cove Podcast, we were ranked 48th in the world in our category of performing arts.
Seems like crazy.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, part of it, I think, is because I released 3 episodes to launch it, so it got like triple what it would normally get, probably. But, you know, I'll take it. I'll take it for now, and then we'll continue to grow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congrats.
Thanks.
Great way to start it off.
Scott Gilbert. Hello, Scott.
Hey, Scott Scoot.
Scoot. Well, we'll just go
Scott's
around
here?
real quick. Scott's in here. Scott. Before we jump into the wheel, let's just do a quick round robin, quick update on what's going on in your life. I'm going to go clockwise from what I see on YouTube. First, Zachary White, what's new in your life?
Well, my brother, of course, proposed to his girlfriend of 6 years this past Monday, and some exciting times coming up.
Wait, did she
my
say
family.
yes?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're assuming she said
did
yes.
say yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so soon I'll be getting a sister-in-law, and that's going to be a lot of fun and something really to look forward to. And of course, I've been working at the ballpark and watching some really good second half Rangers baseball so far. 6-0 after the All-Star break, and we just swept the Tampa Bay Rays. So
I was going to ask how you're
tomorrow,
doing.
tomorrow we open up against the Dodgers. So it'll be a
Mm.
fun series to go work. And I'm going to be thinking about you, Paul.
Oh, thank you. I miss you. I can't believe it's been just a little over a year now that we got to see a game there.
You're going to have to come back here and catch another game.
Yeah, let's hope we do come back soon. Let's hope the SAG-AFTRA strike ends soon and Hollywood can get back to sending me places.
Yes.
Because that's what it's all about.
Yes, that's all that matters at this point. Mike, what's up?
Oh,
You mentioned it's been a while.
it has been a while.
Any
Yeah, it's
updates?
probably been about a month since I've been on any of the shows here as a performer. So, it was my birthday on this past
Yes.
Sunday,
Happy birthday. You're 25?
Happy birthday.
26.
26?
So, no, I'm 33. And
Might as well be 26.
yeah, 33 and me. That's what's going on.
Do you feel older in any way?
Yeah, I guess every day,
Back's hurting a
every
little
day
bit
I
more,
feel a little
harder.
bit older.
Harder to get out of bed.
Just wiser mostly.
Of
But
course.
Other than that, let's see. I was just telling everyone before we jumped on the show, but I'm going fishing tomorrow, and I'm going out with my buddy that we've been friends since early days of college. So probably 12 years ago, 13, 14 years ago, we met, and big fisherman. He's taken me out a couple of times on charter boats where we've gone out and went after tuna and yellowtail and stuff like that, where you actually sleep on the boat, and never experienced anything like that before. And then probably 3 years ago, he bought his own boat, and it's like a little 20-foot kind of like Boston whaler, if anyone knows what that means. But just a little 20-foot boat. It has a center console where the steering wheel is. And
But
him
is
and
there
I
a
are going to
whale?
go out tomorrow at 5 a.m. We're taking off from the docks in Newport, and we're going to motor it over to Catalina Island, which is a little over an hour, about 20 miles from Newport to Catalina. He's never taken his boat there before. So if I don't make it back, love you guys.
You
I
motorboat mofo. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be an adventure.
I have done a lot of fishing in my life, but I've never done the deep sea thing. And it's cool. There's a nonprofit here in Ventura County that takes first responders out for free. And they take them out on the boat. They provide the reels and the bait and just take them out for a day of just relaxation and fishing. And I haven't yet been out there, but it looks like a good time.
It is really fun. And I grew up fishing in lakes, but it's always the same thing. If you have the mentality of it's just going to be fun to be out on the water with friends, and even if you don't catch anything, it's still a good time, then you're never let down. So it'd be awesome to catch some fish, and if not, it'll be a fun journey just driving out to Catalina.
Scott Gilbert says, deep sea fishing trip. Let's do it. Corey Benjamin says, it's 26 miles across the sea, Mike.
26?
Yeah, get it
Okay.
right, Mike.
I didn't know. I haven't checked, but I know it is a little freaky.
long
I
way.
remember passing Catalina on the Polly's Picnic cruises, and it's like, this is out here. Wow, this is out here.
I've been to Catalina just once, and yeah, the ferry ride takes a while to get there.
You're not gonna die though. You're not gonna die, Mike.
20-foot boat, 26 miles. That's got to be like, it's a lot of feet. I
That's a
don't know
lot
how
of
many
math
it is.
that I'm
A lot
not
of feet.
prepared.
So much
for.
math. Too late for math.
David Benjamin, what's up?
Hey, not a whole lot. Just been working and getting set to hopefully finish painting my bike frame this weekend. That's been a fun little side project.
Yeah, how fun. You're making that look like a frog, a certain kind of frog.
Yeah. We were at the zoo a few weeks ago, and I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but we walked through the reptile exhibit area, and they've got all these little poison dart frogs. They're about yay big,
Dart frogs.
and they've got just wild, brightly colored skin colors, to warn off predators. Apparently, a lot of them are not actually poisonous, even in the wild. They just mimic the ones that are, so you can't really tell the difference. But saw this black and yellow one, thought it looked really cool. My bike was, the old paint scheme was black and yellow mostly, and I'd already started replacing some of the old parts. This bike is like almost 24 years old now, so I had a lot of worn out parts. I was replacing them and going with the black and yellow paint scheme, so stuck with that. So it's painted now. I just picked up stencils that I had a print shop over in Camarillo cut out of vinyl for me, so I can slap those on, spray paint some lettering on the side. They did a little couple of stickers for me on permanent adhesive vinyl, so I can put a little frog on the side. And I did a two-tone black and yellow frog generated from the photo that I took of the particular frog at the zoo. So I'm going to have the actual photo of that frog on the side of the bike.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it should be fun. I've had the bike frame hanging up. We have a boat cover that came with the house in the side yard, and the bike frame's been hanging up in there for like a month now in varying stages of completion.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that being done.
How cool. And was that a hobby that you guys just started?
We both rode bikes when we were in college. We went to Davis, which if you don't have a bike in Davis, why are you even there? And I bought this bike out right after I graduated. So I'd gotten through high school and college and junior high with a kind of a crummy, not great quality bike, but it got me through. And so I wanted something a little bit nicer. So that's when I bought this bike. So I've had this bike for a long time. I used to ride a lot more than I do now. And then we just recently, we got Amanda a bike so we could do some road rides together. So I decided this bike used to be a mountain bike. And so I've converted it, just changed the tires, and I'm going to treat it like a little bit nicer road bike.
Nice.
And so, yeah, so it'll be a bike that I can go on rides with her. And then I picked up an actual big monster truck size mountain bike for trail riding, which is a lot of fun.
Jeremy Quack says, I talked to a woman who did her dissertation on the poison dart frogs, and she said that once you take them out of their home environment, their secretions aren't poisonous anymore.
Yes, it's because they derive their poison from the insects that they eat. So there's some compound that the insects probably distill from the plant life that gets concentrated into the insects, and the frogs eat the insects, and they use whatever those compounds are to create the poison in their skin. So any poison dart frog that you see in captivity is not dangerous.
Gotcha. Well, that's interesting.
That's how they make their poison. And like I said earlier, even in the wild, apparently a lot of them are also not poisonous. They just develop the bright skin colors to mimic the ones that are.
Right.
So predators can't tell the difference.
It's like Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, indeed.
We've been.
How about you, Paul? What's new?
We've been trying to figure out life over here. Our whole summer was busy with promotional appointments for a film that was set to come out, and now we can't even mention the film, and our whole schedule is out of whack. But for some reason, we can still shoot and talk about commercials. We haven't even talked about it on social media, but Everly booked a huge national Lay's commercial. Wow. And she shot that on Monday. They were outdoors in Lancaster, and it was 111 degrees or something like that. But of course, she's a trooper. But since the commercial
in Texas.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that. I still get the alerts from when we stayed in Austin last summer, and they still come to my phone. Massive heat, Austin. I'm like, okay, not here, but it has been hot here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, so Everly shot a commercial on Monday, and we recently got super cool photo shoot done for just like promo stuff that, who knows if it'll ever see the light of day. But we got the proofs back yesterday, so we have to go through and like pick 15 of our favorites. I'll just show you the gallery. One of my Disney coworkers, Steve Lamonis, is a brilliant photographer, and he did this photo shoot with Everly for different looks, for like to pitch to magazines and stuff. So to try and get her interviews for the promotional tour. But some of these photos are just so fantastic and amazing, and like there's 700 of them, and we're supposed to pick 15.
Oh my god.
But
Good luck with that.
That would be
yeah.
a very tough decision.
I have a hard time choosing between my own photos of like 10 photos of my dog that are all almost the same. Can't even imagine this.
And yeah, they did a bunch of different looks. It's so cool. So I did the Phineas and Ferb show with Steve, and Steve's still a Dapper Dan. He's like a full-time Dapper Dan, but he has his own photography studio, and you can see why.
Yeah.
He's just a fantastic talent. And so that was really cool, and getting those back. And I told him, like, my dad heart is just melting looking at all these pictures, and like it's such a cool thing to have, and I hope we get to use them someday.
Yeah.
But the strike is predominantly so, and we're supposed to go to the Titanic convention first week of August for my birthday, and the whole last day of the convention had all these cast members from the film coming to talk about their experiences and sign autographs and take pictures, and they can't now.
Oh,
And it's
man.
just like,
And as I understand it, because you mentioned that Everly could still do this commercial, as I understand it, the strike is really, it's only impacting television shows and films. It's like scripted fictional stuff. It's not impacting commercials.
That, and I've heard the stunt doubles. It's impacting more than just the.
it's impacting like everybody involved
Everybody,
in the
yeah.
industry. Like, not, I mean, obviously the writers have been on strike for 8 weeks, but then it's just like, yeah, the people,
It's all the
publicist-
downstream stuff, right? All the supporting staff
Yeah.
on set. Yeah.
So we for the first time, hired a publicist to help her amp up and ramp up for the release of this movie, and that's what this whole photo shoot like was for and everything. And even the publicists, managers, anybody who works for an actor or for a writer, they're all hurting. Like the catering companies that aren't getting to sell like their food on movie sets, and just like there's just so many ripple effects, and it's wild. It's
Yep.
hopefully will end soon, though everybody's saying it will not, so we'll see. On that note, I would like to say we got a wheel tonight with 4 names on it. The Ninja Turtles of Vaudacity. And I should change everybody's name on the wheel. I, for one, have no idea what I'm going to do since there's no theme. So if anybody wants to suggest something, I'm watching the chat. And should we spin? Should we spin it?
Yeah, let's spin it. Why
Yeah,
not?
let's do it.
Let's do that. We are, of course,
Make a-
missing.
A piano pun, to spin it is a grand idea.
Okay.
Spin it is a small upright piano, which does not, the height, it's much shorter than a normal upright piano. It's called a spin it.
Yes, of course. Of course, I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I grew up playing a spin it piano. That's what my parents have in their living room.
I think I probably had one of those too. We
No, yours isn't upright. Yours is taller.
no, I mean, at one point, I think in my house growing up, we don't have either of our tech gurus, Craig or Amanda, tonight. So excuse the time it's taking to pull up this wheel over here as I do
Out of
this.
curiosity, can you guys hear the dog barking in the background?
No.
Good. She's outside, I think.
I was about to say there's a dog barking. I can't hear that.
Yeah, she's
Couldn't
out there
tell.
yelling at somebody.
All right, here we go.
Who is it gonna be?
Here we go, David.
David Benjamin. Speaking of dogs barking,
He did say he has some experience with the spin it. So
Benny.
see how he got
David,
picked.
Based on the theme tonight, what did you choose and why?
I'm not playing anything. There's no theme. I'm not playing.
It's gonna be a quick
I'm just
show.
gonna sit here for 5 minutes. You guys can just watch me.
Almost done with the show already.
So I decided to go with something that I've never really seriously attempted to play before today, because that's kind of what I do on Deep Cuts these days. It's by one of my favorite composers, Sergei Bortkovich, who was a uh, early to mid 20th century Ukrainian-born composer. But unlike a lot of music that was written, especially towards the middle of the 20th century, his stuff sounds much more along the lines of Rachmaninoff and Tchaikovsky and like late 19th century Russian Romanticism, and I love his stuff. I'm gonna just pretend I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
So the piece I chose is it published as Opus 66. I believe it was published posthumously. There were originally 4 pieces in that opus. Extant today, there's only 2. Numbers 1 and 3. 2 and 4, the original scores, I think, were not published during his lifetime and they were lost. He and along with a lot of other Russian artists, I think fled Russia prior to World War II, and there's a tremendous amount of music and art that was lost when they fled because they had to leave stuff behind, and who knows what happened to the originals. And since it wasn't published anywhere, it would have been probably a single copy of a handwritten score someplace, and it's just gone. So it's known that there were 4 pieces in the set, but there's only 2 scores. So the score I'm playing off of is one that somebody typeset themselves. It's not an officially published copy by a real publisher. It's just something somebody did it on the computer, probably taking a handwritten score and putting the notes on. So a lot of handwritten scores from composers are very, very difficult to read.
I bet.
Chopin especially. Chopin's handwriting was minuscule. And I don't know. And Beethoven's, it looked like he had dinner on his music. I don't know how anybody makes heads or tails of anything. But it also makes you realize, when there's inconsistencies, if you listen to one version of a piece versus another version, sometimes they sound a little bit different, and it makes you realize, oh, that's why, because it's not always clear what the composer wrote. So anyhow, so I was playing through this stuff earlier today and thought, this sounds actually pretty cool. I forgot Bortkovich is a great composer. He's got very lush, rich soundscapes. His music tends to be rhythmically complicated. There's a lot of like 3 notes in one hand with 2 notes in the other. Those kind of cross rhythms going on. So it should be fun to play, considering I've played through it like 3 times now. But it's cool stuff. If you haven't heard of Bortkovich, or I'll try to remember when I'm done to put his name in. Actually, let's do it right now. Put his name in the chat. He's well worth looking up. He wrote especially a fantastic piano concerto. That's what I chose tonight, and
that's exactly how I would have spelled it if you asked me to. All right.
Pretty sure I spelled it right.
Well, David Benjamin.
E's in the eyes. You never get him in the right spot.
With some Bortkovich for David. David Benjamin and some Borshkovich. So you practiced that 3 times before you played it tonight?
Actually, that one I think maybe only twice.
Okay. I was just making sure. Great job, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, he wrote really pretty stuff. I really like his stuff. Most of it's much more challenging than that piece is.
Definitely never heard that, but that was my first time. And,
no, I mean, you're not, unless you are an early to mid 20th century Russian music aficionado, you probably haven't heard of Borkovich. And it's really unfortunate because he's every bit as good as Rachmaninoff and some of the other better known composers. I don't know who's doing
Whose
this.
computer is that?
Oh.
I've
I've
never
never
heard
heard
it
it
before.
before.
You don't have Amanda or Craig on the show.
I know what's going on. All right. Well, thank you for expanding my musical horizons, Mr. Benjamin. Let's see who's next on the chopping block.
Hey, look, it's you.
It's you, Paul.
Pretty sure I saw a suggestion in there for Bohemian Rhapsody, Paul.
Oh, somebody asked for Bohemian Rhapsody.
No. I was trying to find a way to get us here till 11, till Amanda gets home.
Oh, yes.
I think
That
the
would be
4
one
of
way to
us
do
could
it.
do a really good version of that live tonight.
Live over Zoom.
After just a little bit of rehearsal, I'm sure.
Or rehearsal.
I realized, so with Cove Podcast, there's a monthly bonus episode for Patreon contributors. If you're interested in finding out what I'm talking about, head over to patreon.com/Cove Podcast. But you get like exclusive perks for contributing monthly to the show for as little as $1. But the bonus monthly episodes are request episodes, and we had our first one last week, and I didn't get to all of my requests, so I thought, hey, maybe I'll I'll perform one of those so we can keep knocking down that list. And one of the ones that came up, and I pushed it to the next week next month because we were running out of time, was A Little in Sync, as requested by Krista King. So I figured, since there's no theme tonight and no host, and we can just do whatever the heck we want, I'm going to play Krista King's request, which is, it is going on August, but it's going to be May.
I'm going to sit here and nod and pretend like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's going to be May. It's going to be May. You might have been hurt, babe. That ain't no lie. You seen them all come and go. I remember you told me that it made you believe in no man, no cry. Maybe that's why every little thing I do never seems enough for you. You don't want to lose it again. I'm not like them, baby, when you finally get to love somebody. Guess what? It's gonna be me. You've got no choice, babe, but to move on, and you know there ain't no time to waste. You're just too blind to see, but in the end you know it's gonna be me. You can't deny. Just tell me why every little thing I do never seems enough for you. You don't wanna lose it again, but I'm not like them, baby. When you finally get to love somebody, guess what? It's gonna be me. There'll come a day when I'll be the one you'll see. It's gonna be me. All that I do is not enough for you. Don't wanna lose it, but I'm not like that. When finally you get to love, guess what? Every little thing I do never seems enough for you. You don't wanna lose it again, but I'm not like them. So baby, when you finally get to love somebody, guess what? It's gonna be me. Just a little acoustic in sync. It's fine.
And it was very in sync,
Oh yeah.
Was it even over Zoom?
even over Zoom.
Yes.
I don't know about that. Well,
Mike's going to be having a little in sync tomorrow, right? With Lance bass fishing.
is bass an ocean? Yeah, bass is an ocean
Yeah,
fish,
it's a fish.
but it's saltwater saltwater fish.
Yeah.
It's and before Zach plays anything, I just have to say, Zach went antiquing and he found a VHS copy of Titanic in Texas and put it in a box and mailed it to me.
Nice.
So I could have copy 123 of Titanic on VHS.
Good on
Thank
you,
you,
Zach.
Zach.
Hey, Paul, so when are we going to go over to your house and screen every single copy of Titanic back to back?
How long would that take?
Well, you said you have 120, right?
123. 3 now. Let's see. How long is it? It's.
Hey, let's do some math tonight.
I don't know off the
That'd be
top of
about
my head.
that'd be
Hours.
almost
Lot.
3 days worth. Because the
Probably.
movie's like 3 hours long, right? So it would be
For 300 hours.
24 hours
That's
in a day.
try like 15 days.
So you guys know the crazy TikTok guy that made me stop
Yeah.
collecting Titanic, right? So I'll still take them. If you find them and send them to me, I will take them and add them to my collection. But my dream when I started collecting was to have the greatest VHS collection in the world. And then I discovered this guy on TikTok was doing it, and I would never catch up to him. So it became more of a fun hobby after that. But he like recently hit 1997, like the movie when it came out. But he's got 2,000 copies now, which is wild. It's crazy.
What was he at when you first heard about this guy?
When I first heard about him, I had about 23 copies and he had like 360 something.
Wow.
But I saw that people from around the world were just mailing him boxes of them. So he had already like done the groundwork, laid the foundation to have just people send him these tapes. And so I was like, I'll never catch him. So I'll continue to collect, but I'll never reach that goal unless like someday he decides to sell and I just take them all. But yeah, he hit 1997 and he's still going.
Wow. Did he have a goal for how many to collect, or is it just as many as possible?
I don't know. His whole thing, it's very gimmicky. I don't even know if he even likes the film. It's this TikTok gimmick thing that he started and just gets, hey everybody, look at my collection today. It's like, and he does like these live streams. It's all him going, whoa, Titanic on the edge. It's like,
People watch this.
People love it. Yeah, that's the world we're living in. He's on Cameo. You know Cameo, the website where you can like pay celebrities to film a short video for you. Like he's selling like a minute-long hello video from his room of thousands of Titanics for like $50. It's wild. This world doesn't make sense. You know what does make sense?
That? Of course.
Hey! Zachary White makes sense. Make some sense of all of this.
Well, hey, I'm just glad that I was able to help you out with your collection, help you add to your collection.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Love it. And you don't have to play electric tonight because you got an empty house or something.
No, so this is my brother's week off and he's still awake, so I could be as loud as I need to be. So I've got
nice.
the acoustic with me tonight, and the song that I picked tonight, I actually got a request a while back from Cell, and it was right after I did my duet with Amanda on her show, Amanda on Demanda, and I've always kind of said, you know, I ought to make a video of me doing Dancing in the Moonlight, and she kind of threw the bone out there. She's like, well, why don't you do it sometime? So I decided, why not? I'm going to do it. So
It's nice tonight.
This particular version of Dancing in the Moonlight was done by Allison Stoner. You probably know her from the Camp Rock series. She was a big Disney actress. And it's just my favorite rendition of a song. And this was also part of the Space Buddies soundtrack for the Little Buddies series that Disney put out. So
The puppy golden retrievers.
yes.
Yeah. So cute.
That's what I'm going to do tonight. Dancing in the Moonlight.
Zachary White.
We're having fun most every night. When that old moon gets big and bright, it's a supernatural delight. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight. Everybody here is out of sight. They don't bark and they don't bite. They keep things loose, they keep things light. Everybody was dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and right. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. We like our fun and we never fight. We can't dance and stay outside. It's a supernatural delight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and right. It's such a fun and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody here is out of sight. They don't bark and they don't bite. They keep things loose, they keep things light. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Dancing, dancing, dancing in the moonlight. Dancing, oh, we're dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and right. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and right. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. It's a fun and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight.
Nicely done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that song, and you did a grand job at it. Performance of it.
Or a spin it job, depending on your outlook.
Or
That's
baby
just a
grand
good, like-
job.
Very
Every
upright.
time you hear that song, you got to be in a good mood. Love that one.
Nice.
Nailed it.
I love that song. I know that song from Coyote Ugly, I think. I mean, I never saw that movie. What? That's embarrassing. Quiet.
I've at least heard of that movie.
Never heard that one before.
We are from a different age, Zach. Well, that just leaves Mike. Should I spin the wheel, or you good? I know you got some fishing to do.
I'm all right. Yeah, we don't need to spin it.
Well, based on the theme, what did you pick?
It was probably one of the toughest themes we've had so far. I still am a little undecided, but I think I'm gonna go with Neil Young
Nice.
and Heart of Gold, just because it's one of my favorites to play. It's been a
Yes.
while, and I get to bust out the harmonica.
I was just
so
gonna say, looks like you've got a harmonica.
those are my
That-
reasons for this one.
That won't wake up the baby.
I'm looking at the camera and he's not in bed yet. So that was
Okay.
part of my decision. I was going to do a different song, harmonica. And it probably would have woken him up because he loves the harmonica. So
Yeah.
he would hear it. He would be up there in his crib going like this.
That's so awesome.
I don't know. I think I might have posted it on my Facebook story or something, but a couple of weeks ago, I had my guitar, and Benjamin loves The Lion King, and I started just trying to play Hakuna Matata, and I don't know the chords really, but I was playing it in C, and we have a harmonica that's in the key of C, and he loves running around blowing on the harmonica, and we totally had a jam going. Like,
That's awesome.
I don't know if he like consciously knew that we were playing like the same song together, but it really felt like it, and I feel like he knew, and it was just so much fun. Like it was amazing.
He
Like, it
probably
blew my
did.
mind.
I feel like babies and toddlers are probably a lot more aware of stuff than it seems like they are. They don't have the ability necessarily to communicate it, but
Yeah,
stuff's going on up there.
yeah. It was like he was just right on time with everything, he knew like when the pauses of the song were, because he loves The Lion King, and it was just so fun.
I want to do a Cove episode about music and education and the development of brains. I want to have like some experts on it and talk about that, and interweave some music as well. But I was thinking about that tonight when for a brief moment it looked like it was just going to be me, you, and Wendy tonight. And I was like, well, maybe we pivot from doing a deep cuts and we just do an episode of the Cove, and like, what would we talk about? And one of the things was music and youth and education. As I see, you're making music such a huge part of Benjamin's upbringing. And I know Wendy and her kids, like it's been a huge part of her family, and David growing up playing piano. But yeah, let's talk about that someday. Let's have a whole conversation on a Cove podcast.
Yeah, and for me personally, just not just piano, but my parents put me, I think it was before I started taking piano lessons, they put me in a rhythm class. And so I honestly, I blame that class for the fact that I'm just sitting here pounding out rhythms to almost any music I hear, driving me into nuts sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like tapping on every surface I can, including her if she's within range.
And there's so many different things to explore, like with music. Like my mom was doing healing, like harp healing for a while, and like you could explore that. But I think a huge part of the brain development, and at a young age, exposing kids to music and putting instruments in their hand, I think I'd love to explore that for sure.
Yeah, and I think also part of it too is just being supportive and cheering them on. Because if they're running around or just banging on a piano, like of course they're not going to be playing an actual song or something, but like you're cheering them on and good job, that was awesome. Like, and then they get happy about it, and it makes them want to keep playing and do more.
Because they will hit a point, and I went through this in junior high. Almost everybody hits a point where it's like you want to quit. It's driving you up the wall. But you feel like you're just not getting anywhere with it. And if you have that kind of encouragement in your background, and you have that kind of support that stays there with it, my parents were smart. They knew me, and they pushed me through that. And obviously, I'm so glad they did, because now piano is one of the biggest parts of my life. And I don't know that it would be if I had been allowed to do what I wanted to do when I was a teenager, and that would have been to quit playing.
Yeah, and it's getting lost. They're taking music out of schools, and it's just it's a tragedy. They're teaching coding classes, but they're not teaching music. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it teaches and trains your brain to work in a different way. I mean, people ask how I improvise, and it's like I'm just kind of thinking with my fingers. I can't really explain it any better than that.
And you don't get that when you're a 25-year-old person sitting at the piano for the first time. Like it's got to be something that's introduced early on, and
earlier the better.
I fear that we may lose that soon, and I hope we do not.
I just can't see that ever being lost. Music's such a big part of life for me. I don't know, but I think for so many people, and it's so unique.
Well, that's because you were raised with
you. Yeah, but I mean, it can just take you to a different place. Like, you can be all by yourself, turn on a song, and it'll just bring you somewhere. And like, nothing else can do that like music does. At least for me. But I hope. Yeah, maybe I'll change it up. Maybe I'll do some rock and roll will never die.
We'll have to put a bottle on this and save some of that conversation for the actual episode when it comes around. But can't wait to hear. Did you see that Jamie took her parents to see Neil Young last week?
I did.
Yeah, that's super cool. But we love when you do this. When you did this one at my birthday in Big Bear a couple of years.
I did, yeah.
2 years. Can you believe that was 2 years ago now?
Yeah. That is hard to believe.
Crazy. All right. Well, we can't wait to hear it again. Mike Pierce with some Heart of Gold.
I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I've crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's such a fine line that keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. It keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. It keeps me searching and I'm getting old. It keeps me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Thank you. One of
Hi,
the
Mike.
one of my
That
favorite
harmonica.
songs of all time. I think that was the no theme is kind of like, all right, just gonna stick with something that's been playing forever.
In other words, the opposite of what I did.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Yeah.
to pick up on what we were talking about a minute ago, it's been years since I read this. I really ought to reread it. Excellent book, Musicophilia by Oliver Sacks. It's exploration of psychology and music and the music's effect on the brain. It's
Wow.
very interesting read. And like I said, it's been a lot of years since I read it, but I remember it being very, very good. So check that out again.
Maybe we can get him on the podcast. Is he still alive?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
bummer.
excellent book.
Can you hold that up again? What was that book?
Rest in peace.
Oh,
all.
sorry.
Musicophilia.
Mhm.
Well, required
I
some
mean-
required viewing will be. Let's watch some Mr. Holland's Opus first.
There you go.
It's been a minute since I saw that. I don't know if there's.
It's been a while.
The important
Hunter
thing.
Ackerman said in the chat, Oliver Sacks died at least
Yeah.
5 years ago.
That sounds right.
Well,
I was going to have to Google it, but now I won't because Hunter Googled it in his brain for me.
we got to end the show on that news.
But any book has to be good if the preface starts off with a reference to Arthur C. Clarke. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Like you could do a whole show on Neil Young. If Mike Pierce did a whole Neil Young show, we would all sit around and watch. And
Yep.
maybe you should. Maybe you should. Maybe we should.
But you have to have Benjamin dancing on a little side cam. Got to be jamming out to the harmonica.
Listen, I love me some Benjamin, but that would be too distracting to the to the tunes and
Maybe like this.
that's happening. Love it. Well, we just lost Zach. He was like leader.
We went from
Toddlers,
a
music. I'm out of here.
Ninja Turtles thing to like a Three Musketeers.
Oh, oh, can I be Porthos?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Well, this might be record time for a Deep Cuts episode, and that's mighty fine because Mike has some fishing to do. But also, I hope Zach's okay.
Oh.
Maybe like it hit midnight or 12:15 in Texas, and his internet turned into a pumpkin. Who knows? But give it up for Zachary White. David Benjamin. Oh, he's back.
Can't hear you.
Oh, muted.
That was wild. Like he dropped out of the Zoom and then he dropped
Did
in.
I time out or something?
I don't know. You
I
just
don't know if I had.
full on dropped.
Yeah.
and then you came back in without me letting you in, which is weird. You're like some sort of AI. Normally, I'm the gatekeeper. I can.
I don't know if we had a little Wi-Fi hiccup or something. I don't
Huh.
know.
Could
We
be.
had a little
Huh.
Wi-Fi issue earlier.
Well, you're back. You're back just in time for everyone to say, "Give it up for Zachary White." Give it up for Mike Pierce.
If you're playing applause, we can't hear it. At least I can't.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I can't hear it either.
Have you not been hearing any of my sound effects today?
No, earlier, yes.
We were, but we can't hear any sound effects now. We can't hear any sound.
It could be. It's possible that people on the chat on the YouTubes can hear it, but we can't. I know that's happened sometimes. OBS.
Yeah, when we're running OBS, but we're not running OBS.
Oh, we're not.
Okay, your mom's saying not a thing.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Take
Well,
care,
all
David.
episode I've been playing some. Wow, that's interesting.
Well, like I said earlier, it was working. I don't know what. happened
Okay,
when it stopped, but it
consensus
was.
is saying nope, can't hear it.
Did you
we
guys
can't-
hear? Did anybody hear the intro music when we came on? And
Yeah. I
Something
heard.
must
I
have
mean,
just
anybody in the
happened on
audience.
Zoom.
So after I played, I heard the applause track go. I'm not sure if I heard it after that. Actually,
Wow.
maybe I broke it.
I heard the
Maybe
wheel. The wheel made the song. It was
maybe
doing the
Zach
song.
broke
No,
it.
Mike, that was Paul singing the song.
Dun,
Oh,
dun, dun,
yeah,
dun,
they-
dun,
that's
dun,
really
dun,
what-
dun, dun.
I can understand how you get the two of them confused, but that was Paul.
Oh, you know what? I need to update my buttons. They busted last time I did some sort of episode, and now they're busting again. So
Uh-oh.
my buttons are busting. So everybody at home, actually give it up for Mike Pierce. And I am not your host, Paul Carganilla, and because there is no host, but
Not either, David Benjamin.
thank you. All the not hosts, go ahead and introduce yourselves and sign off, because without any exit music or applause, we're going to say goodnight, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us in this bare bones episode of Deep Cuts with just us Ninja Turtles here on your screen. We love you. We miss you. Thank you for being here. And I believe Amanda has a show on Saturday early because she's opening her actual show that night, but she's doing a Amanda on Amanda, so she doesn't break her streak at like midday-ish. So join us Saturday midday. I don't know. And then David's back on Tuesday with a Panano Man, and we're back in the rotation again. We love y'all. Have a great night, and we will see you Saturday. Meow, 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 meow. Talking to myself and feeling old, hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
Just a loudmouth Yankee, I went down to Mexico. I didn't have much time to spend, about a week or so.
Zach,
Then I
Zach.
landed and took it.
we don't have your guitar. There's no guitar. There's a ghost in the machine tonight.
What I've got, they used to call the blues. Oh, there it is.
Can anybody hear that?
I can hear it. Zach's frozen.
Deep Cuts is being haunted tonight.
Talking to
I
myself.
think my camera might be working now.
Oh, Zach, you know what? It's probably original sound.
Sometimes I'd like to
Since you got dropped out, you got to turn original sound back on. Wait, I think David's back. Hang on.
Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit.
Benjamin, can you stand up? Okay, Benjamin. We're gonna do Old MacDonald. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With a here and a there, here a there a everywhere a moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. What's next? A pig? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O. With a... What does the pig say? What does a pig say, Benjamin? E-I-E-I-O. Harmonica solo, Benjamin. Can you play the harmonica? The cow is in the guitar. The chicken's there too.
Let's try this again. Just a loudmouth Yankee, I went down to Mexico. I didn't have much time to spend, about a week or
Zach.
so.
Zach.
What?
Still no guitar.
Is the original sound on?
Take 3, I guess. Just a loudmouth Yankee, I went down to Mexico. I didn't have much time to spend, about a week or so. Then I lightly took advantage of a girl who loved me so. But I find myself thinking when the time had come to go, what am I doing hanging around? I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding on that train to San Antonio. What am I doing hanging around? She took me to the garden just for a little walk. I didn't know much Spanish and there was no time for talk. Then she told me that she loved me not with words but with a kiss. And like a fool I kept on thinking of a train I could not miss. What am I doing hanging around? I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding on that train to San Antonio. What am I doing hanging around? Well, it's been a year or so, and I want to go back again. And if I get the money, well, I'll ride the same old train. But I guess your chances come but once, but boy, I sure miss mine. And still I can't stop thinking when I hear some whistle crying. What am I doing hanging around? I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding on that train to San Antonio. What am I doing hanging around? should be riding on that train to San Antonio. What am I doing hanging round? What am I doing hanging round? I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding on that train to San Antonio. What am I doing hanging round?
Talking to myself and feeling
Peach, you're so cool. And with my star, we're gonna rule. Peach, understand, I'm gonna love you till the very end. Peaches, 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 I love you. Wow. Peaches, 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 I love you. Wow. Mario, Luigi, and a Donkey Kong too. 1,000 troops of Koopas couldn't keep me from you. Princess Peach at the end of the line, I'll make you mine. Oh, peaches, 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 I love you. Peaches, 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 I love you. Oh, peaches, oh, peaches.
talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit. Nothing ever seems to fit. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.